dropping knowledge on GRAMBO pros, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From the seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. GRAMBO pros, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes on here. GRAMBO pro rhymes up here. Grow, vibrate unite.
Hose. Merry Dankmas. Welcome to the Late Night Smoke, my friends, where there is nothing but good vibes up in here. If you are into cannabis, growing, smoking, toking, joking, you are in the right place. This is your last chance to get in on the each week. We're the last ones on the bus. So I love the late night smokes. Late night Sunday, hang out with the crew. Y'all been everywhere. Sometimes you're hanging out with Huygen. Some there you're over there on Seed to Harvest, home grow the community, and then y'all end up funneling over to Santa GRAMBO, where I got my fat sack in my pants ready to load a bowl. I've been checking my my list. I know who is naughty, I know who is nice, and let's just say that there's been a lot of news. I put out a video about the whole rescheduling thing, my mini opinion on it. What do I know? I had a conversation with ICANN THC about it. It is what it is, baby. It's all crazy, but we're not worrying about that because Festivus is upon us. We're going to pull out that aluminum pole, and we're going to have the feats of strength. And then we got, man, if you got kids, it's a whole thing. Everyone loves Christmas, right? Like most people love Christmas, or you're indifferent to it. I'm fairly indifferent to it these days, but boy, oh boy, when you got a kiddo and they're young, my kiddo's 6. And dear God, she could not be stoked. But you know what sucks about Christmas is like the lying. She asked a lot of questions. Well, how does he fly? And I go, oh shit, man, like quantum technology. I don't know. And it forces me. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this. I was really betrayed. I was betrayed by society. I swear to God, one of the things that made me drop out of society when I was young, when I realized that Santa and the Easter Bunny weren't real, and I went, so you're telling me there has been a mass conspiracy amongst all people I've met in my entire existence, and they were all saying psyop BS verifiably? It really rocked me. I was like, what is anything, man? Can I trust anything? And the answer is to that, nothing but me, baby. Nothing but me. Is hit that subscribe button because I'm with you. You can trust me. Ask any of my ex-girlfriends. Very trustworthy. Very trustworthy. Guys, it is a great time. Are you guys with me that we're stoked that 2026 is over? Like that we're almost in. We're in the home stretch. Let's get through this without breaking any ankles or anything, and we're going to be living right. So yeah, you know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about legalization. We're going to talk a little bit about the descheduling. We're going to talk about like the unscheduling, like all the different ins and outs. And essentially, it's just going to be a fun hang. It's the end of the year thing, and I was super stoked. My buddy, I call on Instagram, I called him the the Canadian Cannabis King up there, and I don't know how official any of these titles are, but God damn it, he's the king to me. It was great timing to I randomly messaged him like a month ago and booked this, forgetting that Christmas was even going on, and I realized, oh man, not to end the year, we got one more episode after this, but to kick off the Christmas season, just randomly, we had Pigeons come on, baby.
Thank you for having me, brother. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you for coming. Yeah,
we don't celebrate Christmas up here. It's fine.
Yeah, these are the things. You could literally tell me almost anything about Canada, and I just be like, oh, really? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful time of the year, man. You were kind of talking about kids, dude, and family, and news to me that Santa's not real. Jesus Christ, dude! You just throw those words around, brother.
Yeah. That's the thing about the. Hopefully, it's late enough. The late night smoke is late enough.
It's late.
I debated not telling because I told the story. I literally a concerted conspiracy amongst every adult I had ever met to manipulate me into being good because it made up man. Like it really, like we're all used to it. It's conditioned, but when you think about it, that shit's traumatizing. And so I thought about not just being honest with my kid and be like, no, that's BS. We just do presents. And then the look in her little eye when she started telling me about Santa, I was just like, man, I buckled like a belt.
You don't have to be that bad guy, brother. You don't have to be that bad guy.
In chat, I want to feature a ton of comments here as we're going, but I was telling Pigeons I left my goddamn mouse at the Jug Dealer studio when we were recording, and now I'm not even supposed to go in. I'm gonna be without a mouse for like a week. You know, it's the Christmas break over there, so I'm gonna try to feature y'all's comments, but I'm gonna miss all of them. It's gonna be a whole thing. So, how you doing today, buddy? We were talking hockey. I'm a former Zamboni driver, so I consider myself an honorary Canadian. You know,
that's fair, dude. Yeah, that's fair, man. I can't think of a better way to honor somebody as an honorary Canadian as an ex-Zamboni driver, brother. And as an ex-Zamboni driver myself, cheers to keeping the community running,
brother. Insane. What model did you drive? Did you drive a Zamboni? Drive an Olympia?
No, I did the Olympia. Yep, I did the Olympia. I wasn't.
I started out.
I'll never tell anyone that though. It was a Zamboni, brother. It was a Zamboni.
Yeah. Well, because that's inside baseball. No one would ever know that, like, the difference between a Zamboni and anything else.
Oh, and if you tell somebody that you drove an ice resurfacing machine, it just takes the zing out of it, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, they sucked. I did not care. When we got a classic Zamboni 500, that some bitch would break down once a week. We'd be like, literally, we'd be dripping coolant on the ice. It was a nightmare, man. It was essentially a place for my brother Tosh. It was essentially a place for it. The ice rink was between his guy's house and his house, and it was essentially a place that he could go drop off like 10 pounds up in the drop ceiling and just wait till morning. You know,
you gotta make it work, brother. You gotta make it work, right?
Yeah, gotta make it work. And so, speaking of making it work, you know, with all the changes here, you know, you're Canadian, so you have a whole different spectrum of options and problems up there. And you know, there's this thing. I was at the Emerald Cup this last year, and what shocked me is there was all these people wearing these shirts, and I find a booth that was selling these shirts that just said "Make weed illegal again."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I get the sentiment that it's not as cool as it used to be, but I was like, as someone who's had his door kicked down and weapons pointed at his family, I go, you know, that's cute and all. I'm glad that weed's not as cool and like hip and smooth and everything, but the fact that people aren't getting literally shot up, put in jail, property stolen, I consider that a good thing, right? Am I crazy there?
Yeah, well, we still have essentially. You still have this. It's legal up here in Canada, but we still have law enforcement that punishes and enforces cannabis law, and it's unfortunate. And if I'm not mistaken, there's only not all 50 states of your union recognize even medical as legitimate. So there are states that don't see medical and don't see recreational cannabis use as lawful. So there are still places within your own union, sir, that do. People are having their front doors still hammered in, brother. And in my humble opinion, this rescheduling is going to do absolutely nothing for that. So it's still fearful for many. And I think it's important to remember, yes, as a Canadian, I like to remind people, because I am very heavy into American politics. As a Canadian, you know, I find myself often paying attention to what's going on down there, because we didn't get honest legalization up here. It's referred to as Prohibition 2.0. And I stand behind that. It's not legalization for you and me. It's legalization for who, right? It's not equal, you know, and some provinces in this country don't recognize growing your own plants as lawful in a federally legal country. So we almost have the opposite here, where we're federally legal, but the provinces, which are equivalent to your states, the provinces are saying, no, we're not going to let you grow. So whereas you guys in the states, the federal government says no, and many states of the union say yes. Right. So
we can even take it down one level farther, is that one of the weird dark secrets, not dark secrets, but one of the weird quirks of legalization rollout here in Colorado is that Colorado Springs decided to ban it. It was like 5 years ago that weed became legal in like the whatever county district, whatever they section it up down there. And I just assumed like the whole state's legal. No. So within the country, there's like small borders that have it, and within those borders, there's smaller borders that have it, and within those borders, there could just be a dickhead cop trying to F with you.
And that's it, man. You're really at mercy of whoever's enforcing the law that day. Right.
Were you privy to the did you hear about Scotty Reel getting a visit by the DEA at the studio?
Yeah, I did. And actually we covered it. I covered it, in fact. And yeah, I thought it was a little bit insane. But you know what? And this is, again, this is happening in a place where weed is legal. Right. Right. And you still have a visit from the DEA in the North Colorado task force to
Fort Collins is just weed. It is weed and bicycles. There's bicycles everywhere and fucking just people smoking weed. So it is like it was quite shocking. But what was not what was great about it, 10 years I get there, 15 years ago I get that text. I go, I might not ever see, I'm not gonna see Scott for a decade. That man is going away. And then this time when I got the text, I go, weird. And then moved on about my, until I was going to see him, because it's like, what am I going to do? So once again, the fact that legalization is here, and we got to give a shout out. You're from the stash, and I saw CLTV Rob out there hanging out. We got Heigen in the chat. Shout out to Heigen. They've glad to see you back over on YouTube, even hanging out. Like, so yeah, I put out a video, as we all put out a video kind of regarding the subject of kind of what happened. And, one of the things I included in the middle of my end is it's like, don't forget, like, they don't need people with badges to make you disappear. They've disappeared. Dude grows. Like it's a thing. So, Heigen, shout out to you guys. You guys are over there, kind of doing more Twitch. So go follow Heigen over on Twitch. Let's see, YouTube is like, it's awesome. I love it more than anything. I got on YouTube in 2007, bro. I am OG in this shit. Love it. If this rescheduling thing at all kind of softens the platform's thing on weed, selfishly, I will shed a tear of happiness. Let my people grow.
Yeah. You know what? I would love to see that. I would love to be optimistic towards that, but I don't want to be a cynical asshole, but really I'm a cynical asshole, And the reality is that we just don't have enough money to back our cause. And yes, we saw some rescheduling, but I'm sorry. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing, dude. I do not believe government has any position in cannabis. Zero position in cannabis. Zero. Nothing.
Is that a thing that could ever happen? Because I'm right off the bat, like I take that off the table. Like I won't even, like, we might as well be talking about I want a 12-inch wang and fucking Cindy Crawford in the 90s, but I ain't getting it.
Right.
So it's like, I take that right off the table. Is that could you see ever a thing in Canada where they kind of, because we've been talking reschedule here in the States, everyone's pushing deschedule. Did you ever see that happen in the Canada?
Well, see, the thing is we fought for it too, right? Like we fought for it too. We wanted legalization in the 90s, in the 2000s, 2010s. We wanted we got it in 2018, right? And it's not because, we didn't lose nothing for it. You know what I mean? Like we lost for it. We went through 4 years of just like incredible policy change and direction as a country at the cost of weed, dude. People would argue that Trudeau got in because a very heavy weed population backed him up. And I would be crazy to not think that was a factor, in the 2018 or in the 2016 election for Canada. It was a factor. Weed moves votes. And that's why, as a citizen of whatever country we're in, because we're all citizens of our beautiful countries that are tainted by government, we have this cheese dangled in front of us, dude, where it's like, there's the weed. It's right there. We're almost getting it, and it just keeps getting a little bit farther and farther away. It's like when it's a vote, it's a voting tactic. We see this every election cycle. Weed, weed, and then you get a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit this, a little bit that, and I'm ranting here, dude. It's just I don't believe in it, dude. I don't believe in it.
This is the vibes you're gonna expect when you get the pigeons up in here.
Dude, I'm very passionate about this, dude. I'm very passionate about this because I don't feel like our people.
Give me an insight to let's because I always say there's nothing but good vibes up in here, pigeons. So let's focus on something that is probably an anathema to you.
Please.
Seinfeld reference, anyone that got that one. And what's the good parts of legalization? What's good up there? I heard you got your freedom 4. By the way, preface, 4 is not enough, but you got 4. Is there good? Is it good?
Of course there's good. Of course there's good. And I'm glad you focus on this. I'm a cynical asshole, but the reality is that I'm a realist too. And you can't deny that now that with legalization comes access. People now have access to cannabis in a way they never had before. I know old folks that are smoking now because it's legal. Because they because it's legal. There is no other reason why. It just became legal and they were like, okay, now we'll try it. They knew it was good. Come on, they all tried it in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, but it was illegal. And so, people have access to weed in a way they never did before. So yeah, there's always good, dude. There is always good. And when there's good vibes only, dude, this is a good time to talk about those. But the reality is that there's always a fight. And I don't mean violence. I never condone violence. It's just that weed's different, man. Weed needs voices. Weed needs persistence. Cannabis needs, people that are just willing to just say yes, please. Yes, please for me. And so, yeah,
it is.
I'm all in on weed.
There's the old Chinese proverb that says, "Man without smile should not open a business." And so it's always like when. It's like, like they would say, like Jackie Robinson, he was the guy to break the barrier in sports. Barack Obama, he was the guy to break that barrier, And as I look, pigeons, he ain't the guy. You ain't going to go in front of Capitol Hill and be like, sir, yes, respectfully to the senator, I agree. I concur with your previous assessment, sir. And very, very good. Chat GPT. Can we start calling like blowing people unword like Chat GPT and people? Oh my God, Josh, what a great and insightful idea. You probably had, it's like huge penis. Chat GPT is the Chinese delegate from South Park. Good. I shouldn't do that voice. I'm sorry.
You know what? I think it's important too. It's like, you're right. It's like, I definitely would stand in front of Congress and, conduct yourself in a way that is
but it's like someone has to be the thank you for not smoking guy, someone has to be the guy and it ain't us. We're the ones keeping it real for the culture. And as far as like, once again, I put out a video about it. I feel strongly that I don't think, based on everything I've analogized here about the current administration, what's going on with I learned a little bit about our constitutions, Pigeon. I'm 40 and I don't know shit about my own kind. And I'll walk around like, oh yeah, now if I can, here's my opinion. I just would be. And then you go, what's the 9th Amendment? I go, shit. What's the 10th Amendment? Is there 11? What's the 11th? Is there 11 amendments? I don't fucking know, man. Bill of Rights? Bill O'Reilly. No. Bill of Rights. Yeah. It's funny. I'm once again keeping it real. I always throw out there, like me and Scotty will always just say at the end of the day, we believe in nothing. We believe in making our friends laugh, having good herb.
Good conversation over good weed, brother. It's the foundation of cannabis culture, and it's every person's experience and initiation to this culture. I can't, maybe not everyone, but a very large portion. It starts with nothing more than a little bit of weed, a good time, and a conversation, dude. And that's nothing. That's exactly what this is, dude. Passion shouldn't be mistaken for any other emotion, any other emotion. Passion is something that you can't teach, right? And so it's important to remember that we stand for something, and this is at the very essence of who we are as cannabis enthusiasts, right? That culture it's threaded in us, it's embedded there. So it's something I love, dude. And I made a living off of standing on weed, and it hasn't done me wrong yet.
No, man. And not just, see, for me, that's one of the things that like I authentically, sometimes I'll just look at my life and I go like, the fact that I'm employed doing what I'm doing now, there has been 4 distinct eras where the plant has provided for me in a way. Like when I was like 13, I met my first diehard friend group, like ride or die guys that changed my life. It's because they knew I was a stoner. It's like, oh, this is the guy, let's hang out. And then, it paid my bills throughout my 20s, and it changed my life. And then the third time, it got me out of, no one leaves Des Moines, Iowa, rural, same thing with rural Canada. If you're born in rural, city somewhere, you don't leave. Your grandpa's born there. Your kids are born there. You're great. And so I broke the cycle and I got out of Des Moines and I moved to Denver, and the plant brought me there. I was broke. I couldn't afford to live in this expensive city. And it brought me here. And then as all the ass fell out of the price of pounds, and I thought, all right, my cannabis journey has finally ended. It resurges again, and it goes, no, bro, we got you again. So for me personally, people are like, oh, you do this show, and this show. I go, bro, this plant is my passion. I don't even respond to people that question my cannabis use. I don't argue. I go, you F off. You do not question. I've been smoking for 33 years, goddammit.
That's right. I'm not, and those aren't the people I'm trying to talk to either, right? It's like I do get fired up and I do get excited about these things.
You're getting me fired up, Pigeons. I'm never, dude. You're rubbing
the holiday season. We're sitting here having a great conversation. I'm amongst friends, dude, and it's like this is what it's all about, man. This is what it's all about.
Of our closest friends hanging out. Pigeons, let's talk about culture, because as you bring it up, it is we're I believe I'm a little bit older than you, but we're of the same mindset of age. Yep. And it always struck me, I had this theory that how shareable things are directly proportioned to how hard they are to get. In a bar, you might see like 2 people doing white powder off of a toilet, right? Sure. Yet if I walked up to that same guy and be like, hey, can I have a drink of your beer? They'd be like, no, get your own beer. I noticed it kind of took the speciality. It used to be a big deal when someone would like break out some stuff. And now sometimes I don't even pass my weed. It used to be assumed you take a hit of a bowl, actually gets a pass. I'll just hit it and put it back in my pocket because I know everyone around me all has the herb. And I go, it's almost weird to kind of pass things around with strangers, especially post scary flu. It's a different thing. How's the culture changed? What do you think about it? Is it still alive in LA? Because you just got back from NJ BizCon. I missed it. I was a little under the weather. And as we all know, BizCon is a RIP. Come on, that's a dead animal. But you hung out in the culture events and everything. Is it just our little niches? Is it on guys like us to keep it alive, or at the broader sense, do you think that era of just like sharing is caring, hanging out, I knew a guy that knew a guy. Is that still around?
You know what? I think it really comes down. Yes. The short answer, yes, but you don't get a short answer with me ever. The reality is that the culture is different based on wherever you go. When I'm hanging out with smokers and I'm hanging out with other growers, they are very passionate about their smoke. Let me try to articulate this properly. There are not many consumers out there that are very passionate about their product. It's like, yeah, I got this crazy dank, but that's where it stops, right? It's like, okay, cool. What is it? Maybe some cookies, whatever. And then there's nothing. When you talk to a grower who grew that, the story just starts right there. Right. So that sharing and that providing and giving one another each other samples, I think that kind of like, resonates amongst the culture still highly, particularly amongst growers. But of course, anyone who's got some good dank is going to share that dank. I feel, I think it's still it. I might not smoke that joint with you in that moment, because like I'm getting really good at doing the fucking weird turkey thing that yeah. And then I don't know what the hell that's doing for anybody. Let's be honest, you're still sucking on whatever they're sucking on. I don't think that's doing anything. But
when wet touches your lips, there's just the feeling of like, get it away. Get it away.
It's like when you shit and the water splashes you in the ass, dude. It's uncomfortable, brother. And I don't want to experience that with other people.
Because, the shit just came out of my ass. It can't get any dirtier. Why is that a problem?
This isn't good. Yeah.
Goddamn Merry Christmas, everybody. Two emojis in chat. That's my thing, Pigeons. I told a story on my post show about I do a post show for the members. If you guys want to join the GramBorg, it's $5 a month. Hit that
join up.
And I tell stories that are way too real. And I told everyone about a date I had with this poor girl who's become infamous. She was very nice. And now they put the poo emojis in chat pigeons. And what's fucked up is now they do it during Dude Grows and everything. We'll be saying, like, yeah, but why is all the poo emojis there? And I go, you got to pay $5 to hear that story, bro.
Right? Good. I like that.
Yeah.
Sign up.
So you're definitely right. I fucking I couldn't agree. See, the reason I even asked that is because sometimes I feel like I live in a weed aquarium. I moved to Denver as a cannabis refugee. I knew I was like 4 hardcore growers in my social network. We share clones. We'd when one didn't have enough stuff to meet an order, we'd always help them fill it out, And so 3 of them had gotten busted in some, and one in a really end of the days. And so I was just looking around. I was like, bro, I got to get the fuck out of here. And bro, between Red Rocks culture and EDM culture here, it is a cannabis. Everywhere you go smells like weed. I love it so much. And definitely at Red Rocks, I shared some of Scotty Reel's weed with this guy. He lost his mind over Scotty's Guava Gator. He lost his mind. Scotty Reel, no bullshit, amazing grower. This dude is one of the best growers I know. So people always question, I wonder if these assholes actually can grow. And I go, bro, at least for the Dude Grow show, I can speak for us, You goddamn right,
all the
content
time.
creators grow.
I get it all the time. Yeah, all my weed's AI, dude.
Yeah, dude. If only you knew the late nights of fucking spraying and fucking humidity. Oh my God, defoliating. Oh, the back hurt that this plant is it's a cruel mistress sometimes, but goddamn, I love her.
I love her too.
Hell yeah, dude. So what's new with the From the Stash guys? You guys are fucking killing it. I love that it's a homogenous guys. I'm sure everyone in the chat here definitely knows about you guys, but you, Mr. Grow It, Rob, Cannabis Lifestyle TV, you guys get together like Voltron and you do this whole thing. That's super cool. You make the time to get together with the bros. I miss that. That's why I missed Vegas. I miss seeing you guys in real life. God damn it.
Dude, it's beautiful, man. You know what? Like, you want to talk passion, brother. I love those dudes, man. There's no other way to put it, bro. Those aren't just my business partners, man. Those are my homies. Those are my brothers. I love those cats. And there's just not too many people as you get older, that you're able to hang on tight to like that. Or let me rephrase that you have a relationship of that level that you just want to hang on tight to. Those boys are marvelous, and it's Mr. Grow It and the Weed Side Boys. I'm sure you've heard of it. That's FTS. Dude, it's fantastic, man. They're great guys. They're motivating as fuck. They're both determined. They're both on a level that's just like inspirational. And I'm the one talking, so I know that they'd probably repeat some of the same things, but it's like we just jive together so well, man. And it's I've been around this space for a very long time, man. And I have met some cats. I've fucking met some weasels, dude. And the reality is that I can't always find guys like them that are determined. They're hardworking. They're good fucking men. And so, yes, needless to say, in my long-winded introduction to FTS, that's From the Stash, those 2 boys and I. And
so how is it that you guys met? Because I'm starting to forge that kind of relationship with Kyle Terps, Extra Seller Terps, formerly Terpicana Kyle. I met this cat in 2015, and he was new in the industry. I'm new in the industry. A decade later, we meet, and it was just like, holy shit, it's like fate. You're still doing this. We got to team up. Oh, our values align so preposterously on every single issue that it's like we were like separated at birth. I was like, oh my God. And so it was this weirdest coincidence. How did you guys all meet? Were you content creators before? Were you homies before you started filming? How did it play out?
Tinder.
Bro, that's how I met Dude Grows. That's how I met Scotty.
No, I swiped right. I couldn't believe it, dude. There he was staring back at me. It was just unbelievable. No, you know what? Chris started his show first, dude. He started Garden Talk with Mr. Grow It. I think it was Garden Talk with Mr. Grow It. We've been around the bend for a minute, brother. And so I think I was episode 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there. And then actually, no, fuck, dude. Rob and I met first online at the Grow Tube Roundtable hosted by
Danny Danko.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro.
This was with Vader, Dago, fucking.
There was Nevada Closet Med Grower.
Yeah, Envy
Closet Med Grower.
Yep. Subcool was on there, but it rotated, man. This is one of the. I'm actually working on something right now, but this is one of the original cannabis grow podcasts at the time.
Yes,
and
it was an event every Friday, dude. I would get home. I love this shit. I don't just love it now. I loved it then. You know, Envy Closet Med Grower followed me on Instagram, and it's funny how you fanboy out. You fanboy out.
Dude.
Like people, someone will fanboy over me, and I go, "What are you, nuts?" You know, like I'm just some schmuck. And then he follows me. And like Adam Ill was on the To Be Blunt podcast. I was like, Adam Ill, that's my dog. Adam Ill. Get this to Adam Ill. We need Adam Ill on the show. God damn it. Respect. What? We need
shout out to Adam. Shout out to Adam. That's my boy. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. He's
those are OGs like that. The Growers Roundtable.
Yeah,
that was
dude.
Epic.
That's
was
where
epic.
It was. Pedro, you know, I see Coach
Pedro
was there. Yeah, man. And
that was the early days. Rosin hadn't even really like found its footing yet.
This is YouTube at its prime. You know, it's like today that channel. Now, of course, you know, getting that many guys together and scheduling, and you know, some personalities started to take off a little more than others.
I don't know how you do a thing like that. How do you get all these different opinionated guys? You know, cannabis people are opinionated. They're
opinionated, and
now you start growing.
You're dealing with
growing because I don't give a fuck.
Right, you're dealing with creators now, right? So it's like everyone's trying to do their own thing, and you know, and all good things must come to an end. Let's be honest, right? And so that's where Rob and I first met. I was on the show. Rob came in like a quarter of the way in or something, couple minutes in. After the show, Rob and I, my comment section, dude, in my comment section blew up. People were like, "Pigeons, you got to hit up the CLTV crew, dude. You got to hit up CLTV. You got to hit up CLTV." To the point where I asked Rob years later, dude, I was like, "Did you put out a call to your community to like get a hold of me?" He's like, "No, dude. Nope." I was like, dude, I was inundated because like back in those days when you're a young creator, dude, you're putting out videos sometimes every day. I was putting out videos every day. I did that for fucking 3 years straight. Well, I shouldn't say straight. I don't think I post on Saturday and Sundays, but Monday through Friday. No, Saturdays for sure. I did wake and bakes. So it's like every single day for so long. And anyways, and so when people start talking to you in your comments repeatedly, you hear them. And so I was like, okay, fine. So I fucking hit up Rob, or like one of the people that he was dealing with or something, dude. And then so we sat down, had a phone call or a video call, and both of us clicked right away because we're so different. Because that's really what makes that thing special, is we're so different, but we're so similar in so many ways too. And so right away, I remember being like, dude, I want to do a podcast, bro. And he's like, dude, I want to do a podcast, bro. And we're like, do you want to do a podcast together? And yeah. And then we were like, we need another guy. And so that's when the timing is a little fucked up for me, but it's either then we kind of went on Chris's show, and then we were like, we got to do Chris, or we were already on Chris's show, and then we were like, we got to do Chris. It was either way. We just knew it was Chris, dude. We just knew Chris was the guy. And Rob and I went to Chris. He's like, yeah, I don't know if I got time for this, but I'm in. So that's it.
Hell yeah. That's amazing. I don't feel like any of us have perspective on kind of what we're doing here quite yet. You know, I look back at like historical documentation, right? And like these people with gravitas, you go, man, I bet that guy was fucking a badass. He like did a thing, you know? And really, and then you kind of think, I'll get high and I think about it and I go, you know, he was just like some schmuck, you know, walking around. Like we're all just schmucks walking around. And I go, we kind of are on the front lines documenting this thing. I don't think about that. I just think like I have a need to I can't talk to people normally, unless I'm talking through a camera or a microphone. You don't get this, like, first date Grambo. This guy ain't showing up. You know what I mean? Like, he only is like this. So I live for this. And I had no, I love Dude Grow Show. I love talking cannabis with my cool friends that grow but yeah, it's kind of neat. Especially shout out ICANN THC over there, Legal News Network. He's crushing it right now, and he's like he's a guy I look to for like honest cannabis news, breaking down these laws and everything. And that's you guys, that's us, that's everyone. How cool is it to be a part of this, documenting this bizarre rollout of whatever legal is it? What do you think the future is? Let's go. Hey, how far out do we have to go to Grambo's imaginary utopia? Are we talking 30 years, 300 years? When do you think there will be a time when, as in chat, they want worldwide globalist legalization agenda? And when will that happen? When will there be? When will it finally crack through? Big business has its chunk of the market that it's going to have. They give us all the place and the freedom to do what we're ever to do. Weed ain't even like a thing no more. Like, no one cares. It's just literally background noise, like sipping a martini in a bar. What's that look like, and when's it happen, Pigeons?
Well, I'm glad that's not a loaded question. I'm
just curious, like,
hey,
because I have my thoughts on it. I'm a bit of an optimist, so I bet you're less optimistic than I am.
You know what? You may be surprised, dude. I've been creating content. I've been documenting that process since 2014. I have watched the evolution of the change of cannabis happen online so rapidly, dude. So rapidly. How far you want to go back, dude? Let's just go to the 1930s, man. Between the 1930s and 2018, we had nothing, dude. Nothing. That was a huge frame of time. And I'm only jumping to 2018 because that's when Canada went legal, dude. And I can go back to when California went rec. I can go back to when Oregon and Colorado, it's like,
I gotta throw a shout out. Everyone in this conversation always leaves out one of the OG of OGs, Alaska. I see you up there, Alaska. Shout out to Grow Under the Stairs. Alaska, you don't get enough love. They were OG in this. You count, Alaska.
Alaska, you are people out there. We see you up there somewhere in the dark.
Grow Under the Stairs lives out there, man. He's a cannabis content creator. If you guys don't know Grow Under the Stairs, go watch him. He's an American. He's a hilarious, awesome grower, Alaskan.
Imagine that, eh? Imagine that.
Yeah, he left New Jersey to go to Alaska. Guy's an interesting cat. Shout out to Alaska. Sorry to interrupt you, but I always forget to shout out to Alaska, and I'm pretty high right now, if I'm being honest.
Oh, that's good. That's good. No, hey, you got to remember your peeps, dude. And I can appreciate that. Alaska's our neighbor. The reality is that time has changed very rapidly over the course of a very short amount of time. We first saw, I'm going to grasp here, I think BC was in 09, maybe even 06. I think California was like in and around that same time. I wish I could throw some real dates at you, but I can't. I apologize. But the reality is that in 20 years, we have seen number of states legalize, right? We've seen a number of states, not just medical, but recreational. We've seen an entire country legalize. That's Canada. And, yeah, I can bitch and complain about it all day, and I will. You can hear for that every Thursday over on TOP. But the reality is that that's progress, dude. And I personally do not believe that the rescheduling is a massive step in the right direction. It's still progress. It's movement on an archaic, dust-filled, rusted system, and you are now seeing movement. It is a shuffle. It's a baby step. It's just a right, but it's a budge, and this is great. And we heard the president of the United States openly admit the medical use of cannabis. That is a claim the government has been denying for almost 100 years.
Legally, when you get arrested in this country, your lawyer cannot. It is banned. You don't say the word medical marijuana in here. It is not it is not allowed to be stricken from the record. A jury, ignore what they just said. That is not a concept recognized by the U.S. government. And when I saw that, dude, I literally kind of had an out-of-body experience. I just went, holy shit. And now whatever else comes after that, I made a video about this.
I want it to be very clear. That is the president of the United States, the government, that
far right president who personally does not support the plant,
bent their knee to the plant.
She's a good girl. Be nice to
and
her,
I don't care. I'm not going to get into who the president is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There is a seal at the front of that desk that says President of the United States. It doesn't matter who's behind it. And that's an acknowledgement that I think is incredibly important. And we saw that in such a small amount of time. So, dude, I see a utopia where there will be no government involvement on weed. And I honestly think it'll be in our lifetime, man. I really, really do. And I say that maybe it's 5 years, 10 years, 15, 50 years. I'd love to see us live to 100. But the reality is like, I do see change and I see it happening. And I see a point where the people will not stand for any kind of prohibition whatsoever. And the reality is any kind of regulation that doesn't support two consenting adults changing of product together is nonsense.
Yeah, it's the choke point, right? It's at the end of the day, there's this saying. It was someone in chat. I don't know. I should Google it at some point. I heard there's this. You know how Samuel L. Jackson is like, I never thought about what it meant. I just thought it was some badass shit to say to motherfucker before I put a cap in his ass. Like I heard this guy say, well, you know what they say, the strong will do as they will and the weak will suffer as they must. And I heard him say, I was like, that is the most cold-blooded true shit, like in a, like what the fuck. And so it's just, that's what it is. It plays out and we're going through it right now. We can see the light in the tunnel. Pigeons, you made a great point. That was great. That needs to be brought up. Good, bad, or ugly. Holy shit, man. Because even here on this particular platform, it's been a fight with dancing around, specifically saying those words. That's the thing that'll get you. I was telling the dude the other day, it's like, I feel like the whole content world breaks down to this. And fellow Instagrammers, fellow YouTubers, all you take this for a grain of salt, whatever. I think there's a clear distinction in the TOS of all these platforms that teaching people to grow, absolutely fine. Advocating that they should, no, ban, get out of here.
Yeah, you literally, it's literally glorifying the plant. That's in the TOS. You cannot glorify this plant in any way, shape, or form. So it's about telling, and that's why my content has changed so drastically over the years. Is like, I used to put weed content out there, and some people still can. Or like
everybody did, shout out to you up there, 1 million subscriber guy in Canada.
Whoever it is, hey, there's a lot of people doing it and they're doing it well. And I'll be honest to you. So keep doing it, right? Keep doing it.
Yeah. So don't let me hate her. Like that's
no, of course not. No, that's not where it is. Our community is so vast, so beautiful, and so bright right now. The reality is that cannabis, like I said, I was creating content in this space when the people were using fucking Razor Motorola phones, trying to get pictures of their tent with the light going so fast, but the flickering lights going by, dude. And it was nothing. It was nothing more than a dark tent because people they wanted the closest thing to light, and usually it was lights off. And so it's like the content has evolved massively. Forget about 4K, 8K. Dude, it's so nice to have shit in 1080p. So it's like, yes, content has evolved so massively. And I'm so thankful that these are all our colleagues, dude. These are the people, shout to Huygen. I saw him in the chat, man. The way Neil and Heaven worked that camera, man, and the way they bring the story of the plants to life.
I must say that I researched this niche quite thoroughly. I know who everybody is that makes content. And I would say if we did a poll, no bullshit, I was like, I think they have the best. We'll always have conversations about how to make things better. And I go, at the end of the day, if you're not doing that, in my opinion, maybe it's not for the bud shots, the close-ups, the hardcore editing, the creating beautiful. A narrative. We'll always say in the Dude Grows meetings, we have a saying that there's a difference between footage and content, right? And so the trip to you going to Jamaica, that's not content. Those are home movies, man. And so they chop it up right. Shout out to those two. I'm jealous of your love. I'm jealous of your editing. I'm jealous of. Well,
no, we need that. We need that, and it's fantastic because their way of telling that story is beautiful, and it's brought people into the sphere that never otherwise would have been here, right? And that to me is huge, man. And
I'm going to shout out too. Go follow them on Twitch. I say go follow people on Instagram. All the stuff that I do personally, it's all or Instagram. Spotify. Spotify has been great. There's not a huge audience over there. It's been great to us in the last little while. So support these platforms. Twitch used to just be video gaming, and then they've allowed so much more, and the niche has grown. Let's go make it as cool over there.
Twitch,
I love that they're taking that chance. I'm not going to Twitch. I ain't going over there.
Twitch is a beautiful place, dude. It has always been welcoming.
Oh, you do Twitch
cannabis
as well, don't you? Shout out to your Twitch project.
Yeah, since fucking 2016.
I gotta be honest, in my ecosystem, that's rare, bro. Most people I work with don't even know they'll be like, what the fuck is Twitch? I go, are you shitting me?
Fuck, I've been doing this a long time, dude. I've been doing this a long fucking time, dude. And let me be honest, like the Twitch community, the weed community, the 420 friendly, hashtag 420 friendly community over there is fucking A1, dude. And Twitch has been very clear. Let me remind you, very clear that they don't give a fuck about weed, dude. If you are not violating your local laws and ordinances and their TOS, they don't care, dude. So so yeah, some people do better on those platforms than others, and I'm not here to judge. That's for others to do, but or for them to do their own. I don't give a shit. But it's like weed content on Twitch has been there. It is there, and I personally think, Grambo, you should be simulcasting this stream from YouTube to Twitch because
you know what,
the chat experience is so much better,
bro.
So much better, dude. I'm telling you, and it's not too late, brother. It's not too late.
Yeah.
People are going over there and find a lot of success. Now I'm a gamer, dude. I bring smoker gamers together. That's my number one. That's my mission in one. So it's like, I'm a gamer. If gaming is not your thing, do not find me. Go find High again. Go find, Grambo's going to be over there soon. There's so many good people over there. I can think of so many, but the reality is that I'm a gamer. So like, if you want to smoke and game, check out the latest games and pop culture, then that's your spot.
And what is that called, Pigeons? Shout it out for all the humans
Pigeons
out here.
420. I'm Pigeons 420 everywhere, dude.
Oh, Pigeons 420 over there. Me and my buddy, Church of Cannabis Nate, we started doing a stream on YouTube, Grow Tent Gaming, where we just like smoke weed and play game. And I barely tell anybody about it, but Trailblazer, he's there every Tuesday. And we're setting up the 5x5 right now. It's feeling good. 2026 is starting out dank, baby.
Good. I love to hear that, dude.
What's going on in weed in your world? Let's close out. We're getting near landing this plane, but what's good as far as growing? What's growing near you? Who's growing what? What's exciting you about 2026? Let's do a forecast of the shit we are excited about in 2026.
Well, I've got my own genetics, dude, and I've got my own nutrients now. Let's shout out to the boys from FTS, man. Yeah, we've got frosted socks. I'm not gonna tell you the website for that because of obvious reasons. But yeah, for Grambo's channel's sake.
Well, because that's the new persona non grata. That's like that. I feel sorry for those boys. Like that's BS, man. That's BS what's going on with.
Yeah, but it's always been that way, dude. That's not new. You've never been able to.
New, but it's explicit now. And,
yes, but you've never been able to get away with genetic websites ever. That's always been, and don't get me wrong, and there's never been a line in there that says do not use genetic websites. It's just a matter of time until they catch up to you. But the reality is that we've got nutrients, stashnutrients.com. Pre-orders are available. We've got genetics, so we've got frosted socks. We're working on some F2s. We're collaborating with Swank Genetics, best in the game, coming from Nevada, dude. I'm telling you. He's got some incredible genetics that we've had our eyes on for the last couple of years. Doing that, I've got a little bit of everything growing on right now, man. A lot of seeds, or a couple seedsmans. Shout out to seedsman. And yeah, dude.
Jim.
And then
Shout
I got
out
some ICANN too. ICANN genetics in there as well. Shout out to the ICANN fam.
ICANN is killing it, man. I'm 2025 was a I'm a very positive guy. I force myself. I'm not naturally positive. I force myself in my old age to like, all right, let's wake up appreciative and let's do this. And shit, I'm so high. I already forgot what I was gonna say, man.
You said something about I can, and then something about staying positive. You gotta be positive.
Well, Ice Can's the man, and I'm positive about that, my
Dude,
friend. But as we go forward, it's just the 2025 was a real bitch. You know, it really was a real bitch. All things considered, everyone I know had a hard time. We lost a lot of cool people this year, and so I'm very stoked going into 2026. It's going to be it's an opportunity. Here's one of the things that I always think of is when the pandemic shutdown happened, it created so much chaos that all of a sudden opportunity started striking. And when you're established, when you're one of the big giants of these worlds and chaos happened, that just affects your ROI. But when you are small and upstart and scrappy and hungry for stuff, there's a shakeup right now. There's a big shakeup, and this is going to sell all the crap we're going through. I don't have to tell you what we go through to actually do what we do. But if you ain't about this life, it's gonna get you out. You're not gonna still do this. You can go make computer. You'll go get affiliate codes with Dell. You'll go do review videos. That's not it's separating. And so there's a lot of opportunity coming up, and I love hearing you guys expanding and everything, because having an audience without a business. Kevin Smith had a speech on his 50th birthday where he just talked about, make an awesome comic book shop, make sure it's beautiful, make sure it smells good, and make sure someone buys something on the way out, and it's like you guys supporting the From the Stash guys, supporting the Dude Grows guys. Dude Grows got their payment processing deleted last week, and so they lost all of their real DGC members. So in foregoing of even pushing my stuff, I'm not sponsored. I don't need an AC affiliate code to compete with #Dude Grows. And, I just do this for fun. And so really, support these guys, support the Dude Grows, go buy something from jugdealers.shop. It's 15% off right now, pigeons. If you need your winter frost, which is not available in Canada, so go F yourself.
Nothing is, brother. Nothing is, my guy. You know
tough.
what, dude? I like my glass is always half full, brother. Always half full. I avoided death many times. In fact, I avoid death every single day. I avoided extreme drug addictions. I've avoided abusive relationships. I survived childhood. The reality is that every single day is a blessing. I've got homies' names tatted on my back who I am now repping because they didn't have the opportunity to step any farther than I did. And so I owe it to them. I owe it to those before me to ensure that every single day I give it every single thing I have. And that doesn't mean that I'm hustling for me. That means that at the end of the day, I can say that I did the best that I could to be the most productive, positive person that I could. I'm not trying to beat anybody. I'm not trying to be the biggest. I'm just trying to be the best, man. I'm trying to be the best version of myself every single day because my homies deserve it. That's the first thing. My homies deserved it, man. I love those cats, dude. And I wish they were here today. I really do. And I have zero understanding as to why I get to continue to walk this path and they don't. But the reality is that I do get to walk this path. 2025 was an incredible year. 2024 was an incredible year. 2023 was an incredible year, dude. COVID made people resilient, or they folded up in lawn chairs, and they gave up, dude. I'm not going to be the latter. I'm going to be the former, man. I'm going to try. I'm going to give everything I have every single day because that's what I have. I got my last name to live for. And bro, I'm telling you, I live for weed. I live for family. I live for community and country, dude. And it's like those things give me a foundation and a purpose that's so important, and it breeds fire in me, dude. So at the very beginning, when we got so frustrated about cannabis, it's like, because, dude, that's my fight, dude. That's my fight. And I'm giving it everything I have. But it doesn't mean I'm not positive, dude, because I am. And I think it's easier to be positive. It's like an addiction almost.
It is it literally changing my self-talk, changing the way I talked about others, instantaneously changed my whole life. And I love what you're saying there, because here's the thing about this sort of drive to be the best. it could sound competitive, right? I went to Hawaii for a business conference this last summer. It was very impactful to me. I paid money to invest in, like, there's skills I don't have in this world. I'd love to have them. And I went and did it. And I flew alone there. And one of the great pieces of information that they dropped on is, like, they literally said, you need to go as hard as you can. You need to try to win and be the best. And it's not about competing, because everyone thinks when you say that, you're trying to be a 10 out of 10, but you're trying to be a 1 out of 1. That's the secret. You're 1 out of 1. Pigeons being awesome don't affect GRAMBO none. In fact, I got a big smile on my face when I see that my friends are doing good. That's the thing. A rising tide raises all boats, as they say. And I could not agree with you more. The only place where you and I differ is our ability to become an orator to defend the plant. Sometimes I just go, yeah, you're wrong. But I'm, you're racist, you're wrong. But I'm just, whatever. You do you, bro. Whatever. But pigeons, you actually stand up for the plant, and the world needs all of us. This is the thing about, it needs every single person. All you guys in chat, everyone struggling out there trying to pay their rent during the holidays. We see you. It is a hard time. We appreciate all the support that you guys do, and hopefully, we bring we sacrifice a lot to do this, and goddamn, we're lucky to do this, pigeons. How lucky are we to fucking. This is your job. I'm able to pay my rent because I have a group of people that support me. That's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. It's an incredible feeling. And sorry, I almost spit out my eyes. That is the fuel that burns the fire, dude. I'm not trying to convince anybody weed's the best. Weed's that option. I'm just trying to enlighten, dude.
It's so assumed that weed is awesome. Like, as I walk through my life, I don't even take that, it's like, oh, some people don't. It's like, think it's like, you don't think the sun is bright?
Well, and the thing is like, there's a lot of bad with weed. Sure there is. And you would be ignorant to deny that, because that's not the truth. There is bad. Children should not consume. There are people that do consume that have adverse reactions. If you want to call it CHS, if you want to call it smog, whatever, dude. And I'm going to relent. I'm going to concede the argument. Sure, that exists. That's it. That's an adverse effect. There are bad things that happen when you consume weed. Weed is not for everybody, but I do believe that everybody can choose weed as an option and benefit in some form or fashion. So it's like, that's who I'm trying to talk to. I'm trying to talk to those that don't know that weed is an option, right? That's the thing. There's so many more minds that just need to know that, you might be able to sleep a little bit better. You might be able to, suppress your arthritis a little bit more, your inflammation, your headaches, your anxiety, your depression. We're anxious and depressed by design. And that's, for 100 years, we haven't had access to weed in the way that we should. And those are the people that I just want to talk to, dude.
One of the problems with the rollout of herb is that, like, here, one of the things that's going to make it hard to work with in the future, but what makes it so amazingly special is that it is so unique. It is an intimate thing. Every person is so different. Alcohol, for the most part, some people are connoisseur-y, but as far as like the mechanics of how it interacts with your actual physical cells, dude, it is so personal to you. I can take hundreds of milligrams of edibles. The dude can take 10, like, I smoke like bubble hash. I get so couch locked. My other buddies like bouncing off the wall, all this. It is so personal of what it does to you. Peanuts kill some people. Some people can't eat peanuts. I love peanuts. And so nothing's for everybody, but goddamn right. There's a period, there's seasons of life. I'm trying to cut down just a little bit, because I was like, maybe being high, 18 hours a day, every day for 33 years, maybe I could tone that down and smoke, after work or something. And I've been failing doing that, but I'm trying just to modulate myself. There's good in the pain. Push yourself to grow, and subscribe to Pigeons 420 and From the Stash, because they're doing good work up there. And I love you boys. I'm jealous. And me and Kyle
don't be, dude.
We're coming up to Canada.
You got many talents too, my brother, and it's incredible to see you strutting your stuff and doing your thing as well, man. I know the behind the scenes, you're doing some things, dude, and I like that. I love to see that. And you know what? It's like, you know, we all deal with this, dude. It's easy to look at the neighbor's yard and be like, fuck, dude, he's got a really nice yard, man. His wife's hot. His car's really fucking fast.
Well, you had me a hot wife. Come on.
But the reality is, dude, is like, God damn it, are we lucky, man? I've got so many beautiful things, including a very beautiful wife and a nice car, if that even means anything at all. I don't care. But my wife and my family are the most important things to me in my life, dude. And it's like having that foundation is the most important thing, man. When you have that foundation, nothing else matters, dude. Nothing else matters, because at the end of the day, if I can support my community, my family, and my country, dude, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. And man, to be able to fight for weed at the exact same time, bro, and not only that, but use that as the fuel to fire all the things else. It's like, I'm a nobody, dude. I am a nobody, dude. I am built on all the people before me, you know, the sub cools, man. Rest in peace, you know, the Frenchy Cannolis, man, the Jorge Cervantes, you know, the Ed Rosenthals, man, the Danny Dankos, bro, the fucking Josh Kesselmans, dude. I'm a product of all of those and all the many other great minds before. It's like I'm just this guy, dude. And if I have the ability to create a platform where I can champion all those voices, that's why I get upset at high times sometimes, dude, because I feel like they're the fucking entity, dude. They're the people. I had Javier Hassi on my show. I got to talk to him. He's the editor-in-chief for their show, or for the magazine. And I told him this, dude. I was like, you are the biggest publication that we have. You gotta fight, dude. You have to fight. And he agreed. So
hell yeah. You know, that has impact on people. One of the things that we're people, baby. You know, never forget, you can affect someone's life with words and the things you say to them. So make sure the things you say to people are the right words. What do you do for Christmas, my friend?
Man, I got a small family, dude. I'm gonna try to make the best I can for the people in my house, dude. My father-in-law, I'm gonna spend some time with him, and dude, we're just gonna keep things well and warm, dude. We're gonna try to kick it fly.
I love it. I got a 6-year-old girl who could not be more stoked about this. Is actually her hat. I bought it for her today, and then she forgot it when I took her to her mom's house. You know, well, you spoke to me there, like appreciate. Sometimes I go, you know, I'm currently single. Work life has been tough with all the restrictions and everything. It's been stressful on every front. Some health problems have been getting to me, and it's, you know, I'll wake up and I'll be bummed. And you made me realize, bro, god damn, like, work aside, all the crazy thing, damn, life is good. I sat with that little girl. Dead. We went on the roof and watched a drone show up there, and she was laughing. Life is good, man.
Dude, and this shout out to anyone. This is the purest from father to father. This is the purest form of childhood that you get to have with your dog. I soak every single minute up, dude. I only have one. He's 14. It annoys her. I miss my kid days, dude.
My kid gets annoyed with how much I appreciate her. Good. Literally, I'll go, Santa's, right. I said this was today. I go, baby, now Santa's not going to bring me presents. She goes, why? Because I already have a present. And she's like, what's that? And she just answers, she goes, am I the present? I was like, yeah, you're my goddamn present. Because I love her so much. Have kids. Here's one thing I'm going to advocate for. If you're 50-50, if you don't want kids, don't have kids. If you're 50-50, do it.
Yeah, but I like to talk to men, dude. I like to talk to men, and
I love that about you. Thank you for shouting. It's your toxic masculinity. No, bros need, the dudes need to be saved, man. The dudes are lost, like, dude, right now.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We need to band together, and we need to be honest, and we need to have conversations. And we're by design. We are told to suppress. It makes us weak. Could you imagine if a bunch of well-mannered, you don't even know well-mannered, you have a bunch of men just questioning society together? Could you imagine that? That wouldn't go well for powers that be. So I like to talk to men, dude, and you were talking about fatherhood and parenting. There's a lot of great men out there that never had children. Okay, great men out there that never had children. There's not a lot of great men that were shitty fathers. Okay, because you do not need to have children to be a great man. to succeed, to live through life, because there's no worse decision than having a child that you cannot support, that you cannot raise, that you cannot give every second and every minute, every ounce of your dedication to, because if you can't do that, you should not have children. And if you don't think you can, that is not a diss. In fact, I look up to you for seeing who you are inside and deciding, no, thank you. I am not going to have children because I can't give them that. My
view on it is I was that guy. Like, I can't have a baby. I'm a baby. I'm just like, what? I can't. No. And then I accidentally had a kid. And it reminded me of when I first took acid for the first time. And I go, you think you know what this is. You think, oh, I can consent. And then it hits you. You go, I was wrong. This is way different than I thought it was. It is
you're not ever ready.
Sober psychedelics.
Yeah, you're never ready. Let's be honest. If you're waiting for money, waiting for all that and all that, just do it. I agree with what you said, and I want to be honest. Yeah, if you're thinking about, dude, have it. If you're thinking about it, and you're in love, and you're in love, and you're going to bring that house a warm.
Number one thing, you don't have to have love. Love is the answer, helps, my friend.
Dude.
God damn, it took us an hour to get there, but love is the only thing that's going to set us free. And I love you, Pigeons 420. I love what you're doing. I love your style. Too, and we got to have man, I missed the bro out in Vegas. We got to get together. We got to go out in the woods, and that's going to be my final thought for everybody. Over this holiday, roll a joint, talk to a stranger, let's network again. Let's bring people back together. IRL. I love these communities out here. And I love that we have this community, but when this stream turns off, Pigeons, I get 10% less happy. I'm not gonna say I get sad, but I'm love with bros right now. And once this turns off, it's
when you got a good, as we get older, dude, it's when you have a good thing, you hang on to it. And those good things are friendships, dude. And I appreciate our friendship, and I'm going to hang on to it, brother. And I wish you and yours and your community a very blessed, very humble, very, very delightful Christmas holiday season, because you deserve it. You earned it. And more importantly, it's like you deserve to spend it with those you love.
That's what it is, baby. Well, thank you, my friend. And can't wait to see you IRL someday soon.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. Take care.
Later, brother. Guys, we did it. That was an hour of it. Yeah, man, is a patriot. He's a real man, and I fucking love everything that he's fucking doing. Literally, it's one of those things that I'm devoting. 2026 is the real life. Me and Kyle, we're getting a venue. Kyle's pulling the trigger on a preposterous place in Denver. It is going to be the place. It's going to be the hub of all of Colorado. It's going to be the most elite, nice, upscale sort of thing that cannabis has seen in Denver, Colorado. And we're doing it for the people. I'm getting back to hosting. I'm getting back to stand up. I'm going to come to your city. I'm going to come entertain you guys, and we're going to burn down all the weed after, man. It's going to be amazing. We're going to, this is the thing, as AI takes over everything, as all this business thing takes over, each other. That's it. That's what we need. And I want to see you guys in real life. I'm going to do some GRAMBO grows sort of things. I'm popular in Chicago. I love Chicago. I'll go over there. Let me know if you guys ever want me to come out and hang out. I want to know. Let's get some gatherings together. You can follow me on Discord, just at Josh GRAMBO. It's free to join. You can come over there and hang out. And and also, and tell ICANN THC, put possession with intent. Oh, never mind. Don't put that in there. I'm gonna start a band with ICANN THC as the vocalist, and I can see he's a little bit open to it. And so we're going to start a cannabis themed metal band. I've had this idea for 15 years, and now is the time for it to come to fruition. I am putting it out in the universe, baby. 2026. This was the struggle. Hero's journey. I come from story writing background, filmmaking background. Here's the hero's journey, right? And it's never existed in history. As you guys struggle through your life, as you struggle through all this, as we struggle as a community, you know what story has never existed? The hero woke up, everything went great, the end. It's the trials and tribulations that make it good. There is no hill without the valley. The light and the dark must coexist. The sweet and spicy, the sugary and salty, it all has to exist. The contrast of life, my friends. So dig it, fellow man. Convince everyone. Pull us into the middle. Nothing but good vibes. Up in here is the motto here at GRAMBO Grows. And we got one more coming on the Sunday after this. We got one more episode. Thank you guys for an amazing 2025. This was surpassed my expectations. GRAMBO Grows was never supposed to be a thing. You notice I don't monetize it. I say, go over. You want AC Infinity? Use coupon code DUDE. You want to sponsor someone? Go. I don't have any sponsors. I just do this for fun. And goddamn, you guys have made it fun. Knowing that you guys care has really, it's been special to me. And every Sunday I look forward to this. And thank you guys. You guys are my Christmas present to myself. So thank you so much. It's been an amazing episode. And I look forward to no bullshit, y'all. Like, oh, we're throwing down in 2026. It's going to be insane. This whole place Kyle's built now, it's going to have a studio. We're going to start networking with, it's going to be insane. We're bringing everyone together. Man, goddamn right. There is nothing but good vibes up in here. My name's Josh GRAMBO. This has been GRAMBO Grows. Merry Christmas, everybody. And I will see you, the next episode, but all the way. I'm high. Thank you, GramBorg members. This is a salute to all of you. This is how we end almost every show. Thank you guys for being members. I see you guys, and I look forward to the post show. I'll see you over there. The after party begins.
He's the man with the can with the punchline grin. Shred licks lit while the grow lights spin. From dude grows to Jug Dealers rides. He's mixing jokes, chords, and cultivation guides. And it's clean, green screen sight. And that theme song hits just right at night. Comedian, grower, and vibe technician. GRAMBO's the go on a ganja mission. Cannabis vibe all around this place, with the riff that burns and a beat with bass. From the buds to the laughs to the grow room glow, we salute Josh GRAMBO. Everybody knows, blaze it loud, pass it loud, let the good times roll. Tell a friend, roll it up, that's how we grow. He's the man who does it all, shred a sage and scene, the ordained OG of the cannabis dream. Click play on the channel, hear cannabis vibe. Theme song thumping like a session come alive. Shout out to the artist who composed that gold. GRAMBO brings warmth even when the grow room's cold. High def laughs keep the whole crew alive. Gives love to the ones who help his art thrive. And now he's ordained, yeah, the holy stoner. Tie the knot while he rips out sweet leaf in the nose. Blaze it loud, pass it loud, let the good times roll. Tell a friend, roll it up, that's how we grow. He's the man who does it all, shred a sage and scene, the ordained OG of the cannabis dream. Click play on the channel, hear cannabis vibe. Theme song thumping like a session come alive. Shout out to the artist who composed that gold. GRAMBO brings warmth even when the grow room's cold. High def laughs keep the whole crew alive. Gives love to the ones who help his art thrive. And now he's ordained, yeah, the holy stoner. Tie the knot while he rips out sweet leaf in the corner. Do you take this straight to be your lifelong high? He'll bless your bud for your vows flow by.